Welcome back to the Really Honest Podcast. Today I wanted to talk about my love life, where I stand romantically and with dating and all of that. I've made a lot of episodes on this topic, but this one right here that I'm currently making is my most authentic and honest understanding of this perception I have with myself on love life and romantic feelings. So, I've mentioned this on multiple podcasts before that I have never had a boyfriend before and I've never been in love. Now, I'm going to be 23 years old. This has been a thing for me for a while, and I've been saying that at 19 years old and it wasn't that big of a deal, or I would say it at even 20 years old and it wasn't that big of a deal, but now I'm 23 and I have not ever been in a serious relationship. I don't know what to make up of that. It's just what it is. And I have had experience of men, and I've had flings of men. Now dating is so different, where I've had like relationship experiences with men, but they weren't labeled my boyfriend because guys have this really weird thing with labels. I think we all actually have this weird thing with labels. So you can have like a romantic history with someone, but not ever have a label on them, even if it's for like 6 months or so. I haven't had anything romantic for longer than a month with a guy. I've had flings that were like on and off again for like, maybe even 6 months, but nothing serious. And the reason why is because I'm very particular in who I want. I am a 23-year-old woman. I'm almost 23 soon. And I managed to make money, like a lot of money, at the age of 20. I dropped out of college. I'm very self-efficient. I have a very good work background, and I like started my own businesses and stuff. Like I really know myself, and I come from like a very well put together background. I have famous brothers who are influencers with over like 10 millions of followers on every platform. I have like a really well put together family, shall I say. Like my dad is a successful life coach who works with like billionaire clients. My mom, she is really educated on health, and because of my background, I know a lot of stuff. I'm a very well versatile person. I don't know how to say that word. And so that's why I'm looking for a very specific type of person where they need to know about health, like I know about health, but like maybe not know everything I know, but just being open to stuff. Like they also need to be successful in business, and they also need to be okay with me being successful in business, but like it's a good dynamic we have, like where they're masculine and I'm feminine, and also maybe open to spirituality. I have been traveling to India since I was like 19 and living with monks. Like I have a very worldly life. So to just find anyone is not gonna happen for me. I can't just date anyone. I need someone who is also really worldly and really well refined and just knows their self. And I know that's very high expectations. And I also know that you can find someone who doesn't have all those qualities and you can work with them and like learn from each other. And I'm so okay with doing that. But right now I'm really, really genuinely okay with being single. I have been saying this for the past 4 years. And every time I was saying it, it was not authentic. There was a part of me who deep down inside was not okay with being single and wanted someone. But I would tell myself that I'm okay with being single. And the reason I would tell myself I'm okay with being single and I don't want anyone is so if I do find someone, I can play that role up and not act needy. Because something I'm embarrassed about myself with in relationships is I have an anxious attachment side to me, a very needy side to me that I have worked through, and I can guarantee now that I do not have it in the way I used to have it. And I think that was my issue with why I never had a boyfriend, because as I was 19, I was in college and all my friends were like messing around, having flings. They all had serious relationships, and I've never had that. And that's when this desperation to have what everyone else had started to come to me at 19, where I was like, I need to be like my friends and be in serious relationships. And any chance I had at a boy, I would just like scare them away, bro. It's so embarrassing to think about. Like, I was the type of girl who used to like, hook up with guys. Like I had a phase at 19. I don't do that anymore, but I definitely had a phase where I would hook up with guys, and I was the type of girl who actually wanted something more with the guys I hooked up with. That is so embarrassing to say now. As a 23-year-old, I know better. If I was to hook up with a guy now, I would not expect anything more from them. But for some reason, when I was younger, I thought there could be a potential of more with these guys, and I would get myself in sticky situations that would break my heart because I would be wanting more with the type of guys who don't want more and who are very good at playing you, and they would play me. And I would get really anxious and like want to text them. Like I was like the worst like in the dating scene at 19. I look back at myself and I really do cringe. I've changed a lot. What's changed where I'm in this place where I genuinely don't have any craving or longing for a relationship and am so okay with just being with myself is going to India. I recently went to India and lived with monks. I've talked about this a lot. And this time I decided to work on the relationship thing. I was asking monks, like, I want a boyfriend, like, what do I change? What do I do? You know, like, they obviously didn't give me any direct answers, like, oh, do this, change that. But through experiencing the healing journey in India, I realized I had to heal to be able to clear up this longing for a boyfriend or this thing that I do with anxiety and being too needy that comes out when I'm with guys and it pushes them away. I had to heal this part of me where I didn't really accept myself, and I had a lot of trauma growing up. I've had, I guess you could say, I've created this abandonment issue where I feel like I'm getting left out when I'm not getting left out. I've always had this abandonment issue, and it's from childhood trauma growing up, and I didn't realize I've had it. Like, if my friends are hanging out without me, I would think of all the reasons why they're hanging out without me, and I would obsess over little things that are not necessary. Like if I'm not involved in something, I would take it so serious. I would take it so serious if like people I am friends with aren't hanging out with me, and I would think of all the things that are wrong with me and like why they're not hanging out with me. And from India, I learned to chill on all of this, and I learned to just be with myself. And there was a moment when I was in India where I had a crush on someone, and it was all consuming, and I really got to see what it was like for me to have a crush. I noticed when there was times when I was in India with monks where we had to do intense meditations that were really hard to do, like you're sitting there for 35 minutes, I wanted to just think of this crush. And I got to see how having a crush for me is something that I use to distract myself from the real world. A lot of times I'll have crushes, but I'll know that I'll never get anything with this crush, and it's a crush that I'm not gonna like want to pursue, but I like the idea of them, and I like the idea of having a crush on them. And I was in India doing this intense meditation program, waking up early, meditating for 35 minutes like in the morning, then doing another course on course. So my distracting mind was just, of course, scamming the room, finding someone to have a crush on. It wasn't out of a genuine connection to someone. It was just out of straight up boredom. And I've done this a lot with people where I'm just so bored within, and I'll create a crush on them so I have something to think about, something to fantasize, and it just creates this anxious, obsessive, not cute behavior with myself. So like if they text me, I have all this emotional buildup from when I was fantasizing about them or living in this world of having a crush on them that I'm not in reality, and I'm getting way more anxious over just like knowing what to say with replying with them. Like I'm not in the present moment with this person. I'm living in my head and my illusions that I've created of this person, this crush that I built on them. And then when I'm in the present moment with them and I get moments to talk to them, I'm just weird and I'm not myself. And that's why I, in the past, would go about it with this mindset with, I don't want to date anyone, I don't need a man, because I thought having that mindset would help me with engaging with guys, because if I stick with not wanting them or not needing them, then this anxious, embarrassing side of me won't come out, and I can just be chill, and I can just know how to respond to them and treat them like a friend. Like I couldn't be with guys that I had a crush on and just know how to be like friendly with them. Like I always thought I had to do something like hit on them or talk to them. And that's another thing with crushes is because I have anxiety, crushes and anxiety don't go well. So anxiety is this feeling of always having to do something or change something or something's always wrong. And imagine that, but with having a crush on someone. So you're engaging with someone and you're always thinking you have to do something. You have to be this type of person. You have to show them this, or you have to react this way, or you'll lose them. And that's abandonment. So if I have an abandonment wound and I have anxiety and I'm having a crush on someone, then I'm constantly going to be worried that this crush that could potentially be something is going to go away unless I do something about it. And then me doing something and reacting from those places were usually really embarrassed, anxious behaviors that were not necessary. And I used to be so afraid with like guys that I liked that they would just go away, or like there could be something potential between us and nothing would happen. So I would be so anxious and needy around them, and they would feel that, and then from them feeling that, then nothing would actually happen. I was creating my own thing. So I had to learn too that, like, let's say I have a crush on someone, or there's someone I feel something between them, like there could be something potential. It is okay if that person goes away. They're not the one. Like, that's something I really had to learn, is they are not the one. If they aren't putting in effort to be around you, if they aren't putting in effort to text you, if there isn't something more transpiring between you and it's been like 3 weeks of talking, they aren't the one. It isn't your job to be the one to push the relationship. It isn't your job to be the one to make sure the relationship moves forward. I believe as a girl, it's the guy's job. So if the guy really wants me, he will show it. That's what I really had to learn. Like, I know all the freaking TikToks say that. If they want you, they will. If they want you, they would. If they want you, they would. Like, I know that advice has been something ringing around in the relationship industry on TikTok or whatever, but now I really understand it. Like, if he wants me, he would do something to pursue me. And that means I don't need to have anxiety and always try to control the situation. I need to learn to let go and just see what happens. And that's also something I've been doing throughout life. Like, even with work, I've been learning to do this. Like, I'm always thinking, I need to do something. I need to be successful. I need to, what do I do next? I don't know what to do. And I go crazy because I'm like, nothing's happening. There's no change. And I need to learn to like just rest into the flow of life, and like success or like whatever your goal is will come. But if you don't get it right away, that's okay, because you're not supposed to get it right away. That's what consistency is. Consistency is every day you put in a little bit of effort, and then eventually it's like 6 months in, and then you get the result. So with a guy, if I just have a little bit of effort and consistently just have that little bit of effort, then the relationship will actually happen. But with me, I'm like a gun-ho type of girl. Like, I'm like a I want it now type of girl with my work, with everything, with any goal I have, and even sadly relationships. So if there's a guy I want, I'll just jump on that. I want to start texting him and da-da-da-da. And you know, it ruins the fun. It ruins the attraction they have towards you. If you immediately make yourself available and start texting them and like wanting to pursue something with them, and they see that, there's no point in even trying to get this relationship because it's not fun anymore. Like, the chase in the beginning is the fun part, and that's what I have to learn. Like, I used to hate the chase in the beginning, and that's why I've never been in a relationship. It would give me too much anxiety and overthinking. But now that I'm lowering my anxiety and I have less of it, I think a chase and a relationship is perfect for what I need. Like, I am so busy in life. I can't dedicate every single day to a guy and the chase. Like, the chase is being in life and being busy and letting other things in life take over, like your work and your friends, and having this person, this connection, slowly build up while you're able to focus on your life and seeing how things in your life can balance out with this person. Like, let's say you're really busy, seeing how that plays out with you being busy and still making time for them, and seeing how these subtle changes where you commit to this person slowly can actually fit into your life, because they need to fit into your life and into your world. Like, what I used to do with my anxious attachment is I would just want to like drop everything and think about them and like make them a part of my world and my work and all that, and I already think of all these things. Like, no, like, slow down. You don't know. That's also another thing. Like, crushes are so not cute for me. Like, I'm very curious about crushes on like if they are even a good thing, because with a crush I'll think about all of these situations with them and who they are and like how they respond and what it would be like to be with them in this situation and yada yada yada. But like, let's say you actually meet them and they're not how you think you thought they were, like how you visualized with your crush, how your illusion showed you, then that's where you get like the it, because you're like, you're in this crush world and they're not the way you thought they were, and then like you'll get angry and then you'll react this way and they'll be like, W2F, you're freaking crazy. Like, I'm learning with like any guy that I have a crush on or like a fascination with, you don't know. And it's so bad to like fantasize about them or like, you know, think more into like the future with them in the beginning phase for me. Like, that's why like when I had that crush in India, like I had to like recognize that like I was doing it. Like, every time I was thinking about them, I recognized it. I was like, oh my God, I'm thinking about them right now when I'm supposed to be doing something really challenging, when I'm supposed to be working on myself, and I'm thinking about them in a distracting moment. And then like I really got to see how crushes were used as a distractant for things in life that I want to avoid. And like, really you don't know a person, and in the pursuing phase of a crush, that's only a little part of the relationship. It actually all starts when you guys are officially like boyfriend and girlfriend, and you got to actually like learn about this person, and through learning about this person, you're going to see it's going to test you, and it's not going to just be something you can just fall right into, like, oh, I know they're perfect for me. Like, no, there is no perfect person for you. You guys have to like change together, and you have to fight demons within that you have in yourself that will hold you back from being with this person. Like, you have to face yourself, and you have to like see things they have, and like be okay with that and learn to accept it. Like, it's not an easy thing. Like, I used to be desperado for relationships, but I've seen a lot now of my friends and stuff, and I know what they go through and the commitment that they put into that. I'm like, it's okay if I don't get one right now, because that's a lot of commitment. And I do still want a relationship down the line, but I want it in the most natural, easy way, where it's like I don't have to have an ounce of anxiety. Things are flowing so naturally, and I don't need to feel like I need to control anything. Things are happening just as they are, and I'm so okay with that. But yeah, that's my take on relationships.